This is Shen Wulong, the current strongest and of all time for the Kengan story. This is also Shen Wulong. Likewise with this, we also have this guy, Tokita Oma, who was a clone of Shen Wulong. Likewise with Gairoki, another clone. This may all be confusing to you, but here is everything you need to know about Shen Wulong, the Connector, the closest Kengan character to the likes of Yudra Hanma, the ogre from the Bakiverse, and someone who just got more reveals from the author himself, such as this image on screen now, dropped in a recent side chapter for Kengan Omega, highlighting his evolution or how we got current Shen Wulong alongside the arrival of Tokita Oma and Roki, two characters you all know very well. Sit back, have a yap in the comments, and I hope you enjoy. So when it comes to the first generation, you can argue it was this version we saw when Guy Mikaku was explaining the lore of Wulong. However, with that said, take note of this ability that has allowed Shen Wulong to transfer memories down generations. For thousands of years, he didn't do cloning, it was getting someone being very close to him and then passing down memories and techniques to prolong his life in that way. Eventually cloning was created, which I'll get into shortly, but for around 5,000 years he was using this ability to transfer memories and continue the legacy known as Shen Wulong. This is confirmed as the original Kurei, who is the oldest thing we've ever seen in Kengan, 5,000 years old, was taught this ability by Shen Wulong himself, meaning he has to be older than that. Now coming back to the timeline, we know 1300 years ago, the Connector Shen Wulong declared war on the worm and defeated the then head of the worm, taking complete control. This is what we see in chapter 0 of Kengan Omega. This guy in the mask was the then head of the worm, and this guy here was Shen Wulong at that time, 1300 years ago. He then started an all-out war against the Wu/Kurei clan at the time, claiming victory, which connects to why the likes of Gilbert Wu and the other Wu clan members view Wulong as some type of god due to this connection 1300 years ago. We then have a massive time skip of Wulong continuing the transfer of memories in the old way until we get to see a young Guy Mikaku and the previous version of Shen Wulong, where we're introduced to the whole cloning thing occurring, where I believe it was a success which resulted in the current Shen Wulong we have now and the one known as the Tiger Wulong or the Tiger Vessel, which is within the Connector himself as a separate personality that is always conscious and viewing everything that is going on. These two crave for an equal, meaning they want to fight one another, and that's why they created the likes of Gairoki and Oma. Oma is from the Tiger Vessel genetics, Roki is from the regular Shen Wulong genetics. However, with that said as well, we also have Luhan, who is a confirmed clone of one of them. We don't know which version it was, I'm assuming it's the Tiger one, but no absolute confirmation. We also don't know whether or not the Tiger version can take control somewhat. We have seen some panels that imply it may be able to based on the designs we see here, with the blacked out silhouette being a way to depict it when we see Gilbert Wu getting aura-negged, and in one flashback scene where we saw a younger version of Metsudo and Kurei Irio get aura-negged by Wulong as well, which may be the Tiger version in control, or the previous Shen Wulong, which had all that lore with Guy Mikaku, connecting to his goal his entire life of wanting to get revenge for the massacre of his entire clan, him creating the Nico style, getting betrayed by the likes of the Tiger Nico who was working with the worm. All those events stem from the previous version of Shen Wulong and what he did to Mikaku and the other characters. Which brings us to the current version right now that we've seen throughout the story, one that is far superior to every other version, as he's mentioned many times that the transferring of memories aspect isn't exactly perfect, as body wise they don't have the physique to really maintain those abilities. At least that's what can be assumed, until we got to the cloning method, where the techniques and memories are all there due to this ability, alongside the physique and physical capabilities due to the cloning method, with there also being additional enhancements that can be made, as revealed with the likes of Gilbert Wu, who used the same technology to be a clone of Edward Wu. Additionally, we have this technique that allows Wulong to live pretty much an extra 50 years roughly, which does fix up any timeline issues you could possibly have, and explains various reasoning for him not really being in a rush of transferring the consciousness of himself in the Tiger version into Rogi and Oma, due to having the capability to live far longer than regular people. Once again, due to this insane knowledge of techniques which have been passed down for over 5,000 years, that's why Wulong is so overpowered. That's why we have statements like pre-initiative is like nothing for him. He talks shit about Kuroki only being at the level of pre-initiative, and Gaimikaku claiming this on screen here, which is just insane. Wulong is so advanced in every regard, he's pretty much bored with everything and refers to his techniques or fighting style as principles, highlighting his evolved understanding of simply everything, once again due to having all these memories passed down, and now the body to use everything as is passed down from the previous version, who has insane feats in their own right. Thus, the Worm are technically still conducting research for the goal of making the perfect connector, also for the sake of transferring the consciousness of the Tiger version and the regular version into different people outside of Oma and Roki, for them to potentially achieve their ultimate goal of fighting an equal, which is exactly what the main cast of fighters are trying to do. Get stronger and stronger to give Wulong that insane fight. We have Oma training with Kuroki. We have Shen Wulong even giving Oma various pointers. On top of that, an entire champion tournament which has occurred, and we are now in the final, which is between Yalang and Kanogito, with all these prior established characters getting stronger due to now being aware of Wulong, whether it be seeing his power or by proxy with other characters getting stronger as well. His existence in the Kengan story has made every relevant character stronger and is continuing to do so, which is an insane feat in its own right as well. Now to continue in regards to what's currently going on. The Wu clan, meaning Gilbert Wu, view Wulong as some type of god or this great power they have too much fear to really go against. Likewise for any of the Worm members, meaning these characters are beyond loyal. Apart from a select two, Lu Han, another clone of Wulong, and the Tiger Nico, who are currently working together to take out Wulong for their own benefit. Lu Han wants the memories for himself so he can become overpowered, and the Tiger Nico has other goals that aren't exactly fully clear, but based on his recently revealed character profile, his role in the story, if it wasn't made clear already, is far more important than Lu Han, and will have major importance as the story continues, with him being viewed as the main villain in the entire series by me personally, with Wulong more so being a kinda neutral entity at this point, especially with his friendly nature towards various characters like Koga and Oma now, with no one really having control of him in any way. Characters have the confidence to tell him what to do, such as Yan, who's likely been trained by Wulong by many years and was the one chosen as the head of the Worm by Wulong, meaning they have some type of connection other ways, but he does whatever he wants, which is pretty much pushing towards his ultimate goal, which has been established throughout this video. And with all that said, shout out to these members, the Mad Lads. Check out the mysterious merch available for all of you worldwide, and that's it guys, peace.